Helps to unmute. Welcome to Nicaragua. Yep. Thanks for your patience. Misty and I were getting ready to start and realized that the signal wasn't good enough. So hopefully it will hold here. And yeah, so welcome. We're going to start today with a little bit of movement, and then probably a little bit of breath work, and then a meditation technique called Tonglen that I've taught before, but it's been a while. And it came up in my awareness as being useful because of something in my personal life that came up. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to teach that today. So you can either be sitting in a chair, or if you're able to get down on a mat or on carpet, on your hands and knees. We're just going to do a little bit of cat cow, and you can do that seated. So if you're doing it seated, you're going to I'm assuming you're sitting in a chair. You can sit with or on a cushion. You're going to round your back and breathe out, and then you're going to breathe in and tip your chest forward, chin up, and then round your back, and you're using your hands on your knees to kind of create a nice stretch in your upper back. And then breathing in, belly gets big. Breathing out, navel towards the spine. And most of you have done cat cow on your hands and knees too. I'll show you anyway. So breathing in, belly comes down, head comes up. Breathing out, spine goes towards the sky, head comes down, neck is long. So just find your own rhythm with the in and the out, whether you're sitting or on all fours. Maybe close your eyes. This is a lovely pose in yoga to really tune into your own breathing. So I'm going to be quiet. We're just going to, and you don't need to do the biggest stretch ever. But this cat cow is the way that I always warm up before meditation, especially if I'm meditating in the morning. So go with your own breath. Feel your spine. And then if you're on all fours or actually seated too, you can kind of just do some side stretches, almost as if you're a dog wagging your tail if you're on all fours. Just kind of intuitively move how it feels good in your hips and in your neck and shoulders. Okay. And we're going to come back to seated, do some stretches for the neck, which are also something I do almost every time I meditate. So here's my hand far enough away from you. So my hand goes out, and you're just feeling that nice long stretch of the neck to the side. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep. Again, invitation to close your eyes and feel the stretch. And as always, listen to your body over any instructions that I'm giving. And then take your hand that's not outstretched and just push your head back to center. Nice way to not have to activate those muscles. And then head to the other side, hand outstretched in the opposite direction, feeling that nice long side neck. Feeling your breath going into the belly. Noticing if you're clenching your jaw, purposefully softening the jaw. And then taking your opposite hand and pushing the head back to center. And now just doing some gentle neck rolls. Some of you may want to go all the way around to the back. I keep my head just in the front. Just in sort of a half circle. And then some big shoulder rolls. These are just all the things that I like to do before I meditate. This is my usual routine. These are the areas of my body, at least, that I notice often are tight first thing in the morning. So it's like this minimalistic yoga of like, what do I need just to feel grounded in my body and able to sit? I'm rolling my shoulders in both directions. And the next thing I always do is, and some of you might not be able to do this if you don't have the space to be stretched out, but I go into down dog. And then bringing my right foot forward, I do a lunge. And again, listen to your own body. Because this muscle gets super tight on me and many people when we're meditating. And so I like to loosen it up before I meditate. And then I'll put my knee down on the ground and come up into a lunge. So again, I'm looking for a stretch right here in the front of the leg. Iliopsoas stretch, and leaning forward, my front ankle is below my right knee. And I'm elongating the spine, and I'm softening into my foot, my front foot. If you want more of a stretch, you can actually tighten that back glute. You can activate your butt muscle, and that will provide even more of a stretch in the front. Maybe try that. Stretching out these front body muscles, and then maybe even the leg that's back, take this arm on the same side if you wish and reach up to the sky, really stretching and elongating the side body and the front body. So those can get very, I find, crunched down with all the sitting that we do throughout the day. And then you can go back into down dog if you'd like. And you're going to switch the other leg in the front, the one that you didn't do. Screwed that up. There we go. And once again, coming up and feeling the front stretch of the leg that is pointing behind you. Feeling the stretch in the front of the body. And again, if I want to make this stretch even more powerful, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this glute. Be able to stretch even more then. And again, if you want to even make the stretch more, you can raise the arm on that side so you can really feel the stretch in the side body. Spine is long, face is soft. And if you're in an office setting or something like that and you can't be down on the floor, you know, just do whatever movements feel good in your body today. Shake my hands out. Just going to do a little bit of shaking of my body generally. See if that feels good to you. If not, do whatever your body feels like it needs to do to be able to get into a meditation posture, be able to get into a sitting posture. And then we're just going to do a few rounds of the Qigong move that we often do of clearing the energy. So for those of you who haven't done it, feet are hip width apart, knees are bent, and hands are facing up towards the sky. And the first movement is simply allowing the hands to go all the way up to the sky. And then the hands point down to the earth. And the hands energetically are scanning the body. You don't need to think about it. That's just energetically what's happening. And then as we breathe in, arms raised towards the sky, breathing in whatever you're needing most, peace, love, clarity. And then as you scan your body with your hands, imagining that you're sort of flushing the energetic system of any energy that's not yours, any energy that's blocked, and then breathing in again as arms raise and breathing out as the hands scan down the body, flushing the energetic system, allowing the energy to move again. We're just going to do this a few more times quietly, breathing in at your own pace. Face is soft, belly is soft, knees are bent, and spine is long. On the in-breath, you're gathering new energy from the universe. On the out-breath, you're letting go of what's no longer needed. In-breath, gathering pure light, pure consciousness, love. Out-breath, releasing what's no longer serving you. And then when your hands come to the bottom the next time, taking them out, allowing the energy to go back into the earth. Hand on the belly, other hand on top of the other hand, right below the belly button. The Dantian, center of energy in Qigong, feeling your own power, feeling your own center. All right. While staying inwardly focused, seeing if you can move into your meditation posture. Listen to your body and ask your body, what does your body need today? Does it need to lie down? Does it need to sit in a chair? Does it need to sit on the ground or stand? Finding the right posture for you today, whatever that may be. Allowing the eyes to close if that's comfortable, if not, having a soft gaze, but I'd recommend either turning the computer or phone away unless it brings you a lot of comfort and you're perhaps feeling alone or lonely. If it helps to look at me, then by all means do so. It just may not be the most inwardly focused meditation that you ever have had. And beginning by placing one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, and first breathing into the belly. So the belly expands with the in-breath, and then the chest expands. On the out-breath, chest softens, belly retracts towards the spine. Breathing in, belly gets big. Chest expands, chest softens, belly softens. So it's like this wave of breath moving through you. Another way you could look at it is as a vase that we're filling the bottom of the vase first, and then the air moves up, just like water would move up in a vase. And then we pour it out, and chest softens, belly moves towards the spine. So continuing with this full yogic breathing at your own pace for just a minute or two, and then I'll give you the next instruction. Notice your jaw. Invite the jaw to soften. Maybe even open your mouth wide. Give it a good stretch. You wiggle your jaw. Your jaw is really tight, even perhaps giving it a bit of a massage. Good. Now, we'll do one other breathing exercise, and it's called Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. So you're going to take your ring finger and your middle finger on your right hand. Actually, no, sorry. You're going to take your pointer finger and your middle finger on your right hand, and you're going to bend them down so that your thumb is up, your ring finger and your pinky are up. And then you're gonna, the thumb is gonna go on your right nostril, and the other two fingers are gonna go on your left nostril. We're gonna go back and forth. We're always gonna start and finish on the left. So just to begin, and I'll walk you through it. Breathe in and out fully. Place your thumb on your right nostril and breathe in through the left. Closing both nostrils and out through the right. Now breathe in through the right. Close both nostrils and breathe out through the left. Breathing in through the left. Closing both nostrils and out through the right. In through the right. Close both. Out through the left. in through the left, closing both, out through the right, in through the right, closing both, out through the left. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing both nostrils. Breathing out through the right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in through the right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing both. Breathing out through the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing both nostrils. Out through the right for 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing both nostrils. Out through the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing both nostrils. Out through the right for 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing both nostrils. Out through the left, finish. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to knees. Pause and notice. Softening the mouth, allowing the jaw to drop. Noticing your seat, noticing the base of your spine, elongating the spine. Chin is slightly tucked if you're sitting. Spine is upright but not rigid. Face is soft. Breathing into the belly. Noticing your breath and noticing your body. What's it like to be in your body today? Seeing if you can welcome the different sensations in your body, using the breath as your anchor to the present moment. Continuously noticing the body, noticing breath. If the mind wanders, no problem. Coming back to breath and body. And if you're someone who knows that you don't like to notice your breath when you're meditating, it somehow is distressing or dysregulating for you, you can pick a spot in the body instead. Maybe your hands or your feet, base of your spine, your legs, whatever, wherever you can feel maybe a sense of ease, contentment. Picking a place that's easeful to base your awareness, to base your attention. And then allowing the consciousness to go to different sensations in the body, welcoming them as they are, and then coming back to this place of groundedness in the body or the breath, the sensations of breath. Let's practice in that way together, bringing the awareness continuously back to the body, continuously back to the breath if you're using breath. And noticing if there's judgment or self-criticism, if the mind wanders, and seeing if you can just soften that a little bit, recognizing that this is human, this is what the mind does, it's no big deal. You're still meditating. Success in meditation is when you see that the mind has wandered away from your object of focus, and with kindness, you can redirect your awareness back to your object of focus, back to the breath, or if you're using a place in the body, back to that place in your body that has ease. Mm, Now we'll practice a Buddhist practice called Tonglen, if you wish. And if you're happy just playing with watching the body, with feeling the breath, and continue with that. If you'd like to learn Tonglen, this is my version or interpretation. And we'll begin with just noticing what's here in our emotional body right now. And Tonglen is often for when you're experiencing some sort of suffering or difficulty. So obviously we don't want to create that if it's not in our awareness, but noticing if there's anything in the body or in your physical or emotional body where maybe there's a contraction or a difficulty in the mind story, and just imagining that instead of pushing it away as we might often do, or running away or tensing against it, imagine that instead you're going to breathe it in, or if it's in the body, you're going to breathe into it. What I mean by that is if there's a space in your body that's contracted or an emotion that you feel in a certain part of your body, the throat or the chest or the belly, breathing into that part of your body, breathing into the discomfort or the difficulty. If you're not noticing any difficulty or discomfort today, either in your physical or emotional body, just breathing in. And as you breathe out, imagining that this emotion or this physical discomfort is filled with relief, filled with light. You might, if you're a visual person, you might imagine this part of your body being filled with light. It's an emotion. Perhaps you imagine breathing into your heart, breathing into the difficulty. And as you breathe out, the heart fills with light, heart space in the body. So it's kind of the opposite of what we do naturally. We're actually breathing in the difficulty, breathing into it. And then we're breathing out and feeling relief, seeing light. So practice with that for a bit. And even if you're not having any difficulty, you can just breathe into your heart. And as you breathe out, imagine the light in your heart. Imagine the space in the heart being filled with light. Some people on the in breath will imagine actually breathing in like darkness or smoke, and you may have a reaction to that. And so just noticing that, I had a reaction to that, like I don't want to do that. Um, this is a tried and true practice, very, very old. So seeing if you're just open to trying it. You don't have to picture darkness or smoke. You don't want to. But the idea is that rather than contracting against or pushing away difficulty, we're actually moving towards it. We're welcoming it. And we're allowing it to move, not pushing it away, but we're inviting relief. We're inviting the imagination of light or relief. Let's practice that for ourselves in the next couple minutes. It could be a situation as well that you've been in that's difficult, and then you could just imagine the situation and breathe it in. And as you breathe out, you're picturing light coming out of you, going towards the situation, going towards the difficulty. Just play around with what seems to work best for you. Next, seeing if you ask yourself, is there someone in my life who I love, who is easy to like, who I don't have any strong aversion towards, and perhaps they're going through difficulty. So someone that you care about who's going through difficulty, and imagine them sitting in front of you, and imagine you can breathe in their difficulty. You breathe it into your body. It alchemizes, transforms in your heart space, and you breathe out relief, or you imagine breathing out light going towards this other person. You're breathing in difficulty, it alchemizes and transforms, and you breathe out light. You breathe out the wish for them to be no longer in suffering. I find that this is really a useful tool when I'm sitting with someone that I care about. There's a real tendency for us to try to fix or change when someone is suffering. But most of the time, most of us don't want to be fixed. We don't want to be changed. We just want someone to be able to be with us in our difficulty. And I have found that this is a tremendous tool for just being with another human when they are facing difficulty that really doesn't want to be fixed or changed. So perhaps imagining this and practicing together in this way with this person that you care about for the next minute or so, breathing in, and you could imagine their difficulty as like cloudiness or um, smoke if you're visual, and then it alchemizes, it changes, it shifts, it transforms in your body, and you breathe out relief, perhaps in the form of light. Next, if you'd like, you can imagine someone that you're having difficulty with, someone maybe you feel triggered by. You don't have to do this, but the invitation is here. And this could be a great practice for someone that you have conflict with to help you soften your heart towards them, soften your mind. So perhaps picturing this person in front of you and just getting a sense of them. And then remembering that whenever people act in unkind ways, it's coming from their own suffering, their own fear, their own pain or trauma. Not that it excuses people from behaving in unkind ways, but when we can open our hearts and have compassion for the other, it actually brings us, it can bring you relief, can bring you alleviation of suffering. So if you wish, picturing this person in front of you that you're having difficulty with, knowing if they've behaved in unkind ways towards you, that it's coming from their own suffering. And if you wish, you don't have to do this. You can stay with the person that is easier or just with yourself. But if you wish, you can imagine breathing in their suffering, breathing in their pain, opening your heart to them. It doesn't mean that what they did was okay. It doesn't mean that any actions are erased. It just means that you're wanting to have more openness in your own heart. It's a practice you can use. So if you're doing that, imagining breathing in the suffering, just like we did before, it alchemizes in your body and your heart, and it turns into light, and you breathe it out towards the other person, wishing them peace. The light moves into them, and you might even imagine or see on their face a softening. Maybe they start to show you what's underneath their anger or whatever they've been directing at you. And you see their tears. You see their pain. And with your kindness, it softens. As you're doing this, see if you can imagine that while you're doing this, your own heart space is getting wider and more full of light. As we have compassion for others, our self-compassion grows. And as our self-compassion grows, the compassion for others grows. Releasing the practice now, coming back to your own breath, and imagining breathing in light through your crown, breathing it into the heart. And as you breathe out, the breath moves down the body, down the central channel of your spine, and down into the earth. You're breathing through the crown into the heart, and then the breath moves down the body. So you're imagining this clearing light energy moving throughout your central axis. You're just an energy channel, and it's moving through crown to earth, crown to earth. Clearing you out, anything that's not yours, anything no longer serving you that is yours, releasing any blockages of energy, that everything is flowing smoothly in your being. And I'd invite you, if you're able to and you wish, to join me in 3 ohms, complete our meditation. So we'll breathe in, and then on the out breath, we'll start the first ohm in a moment. And I invite you to really feel the vibration of the ohm as it moves through your body. Much more important than any sound that comes out. It's the vibration you feel in your body that connects you with this sacred syllable. Whenever you're ready, breathing in. Om. May the fruits of our practice spread outwards in all directions and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. Namaste. Mm, mm. For joining me today. I hope that your day is full of ease and clarity, and in moments that are difficult, that you can connect to your base of your spine, and that you can imagine the breath coming through the crown into the heart and down through the root. Whenever I'm in difficulty, I will stop for a moment when I can remember and just imagine the breath flowing through this body as the energy channel that it is. Maybe that will help.